Hello, this is Simply Carol. I am back today and I have been going through a lot of issues with production. Uh, Production broke one of my stands. I can fix it, but I had already started prepping and cooking the food. So when it broke, it caused me to. I didn't want to overcook the food, and I wanted to be able to get to you. And we're gonna talk, and it's gonna be quick. But the fact of the matter is, it's just that things start falling all apart, and I don't know. Something about production right here lately. They've been really cutting up. But today I am going to cook. I remember showing you the Italian kale, or some people call it the dinosaur kale, or some other type name, depending on the supermarket, and they call it other things. Please forgive me.
Call from Cattle.
For some reason or another, it seems like every time I start trying to do a video, someone wants to call or my equipment is falling apart. But I am just going to press on either way anyway. And the person that was just announced, I have already told them that I was videoing. So I don't know what they're calling for, but I'm just going to ignore it for right now. And if it's important, they'll come to me. Okay, so I have cooked the dinosaur kale in advance. So what I am going to do is do a dish using dinosaur kale. Then I am going to use some polenta cakes. And polenta is just simply grits, just as well to say, it's just a way to say that it's grits. But in your supermarket, you're going to find polenta that comes in a tube. And this is sun-dried polenta. And you will not use it all at one time, but it lasts a long time if you was to put it in a container. Some people say, well, Carolyn, Carol or whatever, you can eat like that because someone said, I fly solo. But my thing is, it doesn't matter whether it's just one of me, whether it's five of you. It's about what you have intent in your heart or your desire to cook. That's what you will cook. If you want to cook healthy, you will cook healthy. If you don't want to cook healthy, then you're going to maintain the way that you cook, because it really doesn't matter whether or not it's one of you or five of you. Actually, it's just a matter of a mind thing. It's a mind over matter. You learn to cook whatever it is that you want to cook. So the other thing that I am going to cook first, I am going to put the polenta, the kale, which I warmed it up in this container. I am going to put the kale on the plate. And my stuff was beginning to dry all out because of the fact I was working with production, trying to get everything straightened out, and it didn't. So I just said, well, Carolyn, you're just going to have to go this other route and just let it go. Okay? Then next, this is a polenta cake. I baked it in the oven. It has grill marks. Put one, or you can put two polenta cakes up top of your kale. I'm going to show it to you after I finish. I decided to go with haddock, but you can go with any piece of white fish that you desire. I decided to go with haddock. And haddock, it has a great nutrition value, but like I told you before, I eat a lot of seafood, so I decided to go that route. You can put olive oil on it in order to help it out a little with to make it a little drizzle olive oil on it, or you don't have to do it at all. I am cooking according to my taste. Another question that I was asked, someone asked me, did my dishes have, did it taste good? Did it have flavor? And my thing is, I always tell you, season your food according to your taste, and I season mine according to my taste. I just give you a roadmap in the way that you can go when it comes to trying to prepare your food. This right here is stewed tomatoes. Tomatoes cooked down, and I'm going to give most of you Southern people an idea about how to prepare this. How many of you all have cooked a tomato pudding? They call it a tomato pudding, or you know, you don't. In this case, you're not going to put bread in it, but most of the time, people will put bread in it. They will cook the tomatoes down, and they will put bread in and put it possibly in the oven and bake it. But this particular dish, I put dried cranberries and a can of stewed tomatoes, or you can use fresh tomatoes and cook it down. I grated some whole nutmeg in it to my taste. You do it according to your taste. And I put some cinnamon in it according to my taste. You put it according to your taste. You can use brown sugar, or you can use white granulated sugar, but I use stevia because of the fact I do not use white sugar nor brown sugar. And I start cooking it down and let it start thickening up. But in order to enhance the flavor also, I put some balsamic vinegar in it. It doesn't have to be this brand because this is a Harris Teeter brand. But any brand that you desire to put in yours, that's what you can put in yours. I put just a pinch of pink Himalayan salt. You can put regular salt. I use pink Himalayan salt. I had someone to tell me that they didn't even know what that was. Explore, people, explore. And this is peppercorn medley. It's just pepper, and you grind it, and you just, you know, you use the grinder and put it into the food. You cook it down, and then according to the texture that you want. While I was trying to fix, of course, the camera and the stand and put it back together again, this did dry out just a little bit more than I would have liked for it to have dried out. But this is the way that particular dish, this dish is going to turn out. You have your greens, season according to your taste, but think healthy, people. Think health conscious. Don't be putting a lot of fat meat and all that stuff in your kale. I just use better than bouillon. This it right here is a vegetable one, but you can find all kinds of better than bouillon. I season it with that, and I didn't even put olive oil on it just until now. The haddock, I just put regular salt and pepper on it, and I baked it with olive oil. And the polenta cake already had the sun-dried tomatoes in it, or you can have it plain, or you can switch it up. Do yours with grits, if that's what you want to do. But put it in the oven, and you bake it with your oil. Please use healthy oils. I emphasize on that is because of the fact I know how it feels to put healthy foods in your body, and how it give you so much energy and vitality, how it can help you change those numbers. I told you some years ago, I'm about numbers, and I keep up with my numbers. And I'm not saying to you that you would never have any health issues. I'm not saying that. Just like I shared with you that I went to the hospital about 2 Fridays ago. Even though that I was going through some changes and everything, but it had something more to do with some gassy foods that I had eaten, and I had eaten several other things. I'm lactose intolerant as well, and then I uh, took in a lot of fermented yogurt, and by the time all of that raw cabbage, sweet potato, pinto beans, and all of those things got in my body, it, like I told the doctor, it had a party. It got together and it had a party, and I went through a lot of changes because of the fact that my body no longer can really break down real gassy foods. I think the digestive thing runs in my family. Everyone in my family has a weak digestive system, and I cannot tolerate a lot of dairy. So all of those things got together, and Carolyn ended up with inflammation in her area of her small intestine. So I had to end up having an IV with some antibiotics to help bring down the inflammation. I am fine now. It had nothing to do with anything none other than I had taken in food that I really shouldn't have piled one thing up top of the other. Literally, I have forgot all about that I had eaten the beans and the sweet potato earlier during the day, and I end up, okay, of course, eating raw cabbage or whatever, and I had an issue behind it, and it was very painful. Very, very painful. Well, anyway, this is the dish, but I am going to touch on something else because, see, I want the people that I engage with, I would love for you all to eat healthy the best that you can. And I have this question a lot: where do I start? What do I start with? You start with, number one, choose something that you know that you're putting in your body that is not doing you the best. That you know, we know, people, we know. No one has to tell us. We know what it is that we are putting in our bodies that is not healthy. We know it. It doesn't take the doctor, it doesn't take Carolyn, it doesn't take anyone to tell you. You yourself, you know. And so therefore, you start eliminating one or two things out of your diet. Like I had said, you do not have to use the same olive oil that I use, but try to find a good quality and a good brand of olive oil. If you're using oil that you know that is not healthy for you, eliminate it. It doesn't have to be olive oil, period. It can be a vegetable oil. But let's start eliminating some of these things. Eliminate sugar out of your diet. Do I say go cold turkey? No, I'm not saying that to you. I am saying to you, try to stop pulling away. Some want to go on eating healthy to lose weight. That's a good thing. But when I started eating healthy, weight was not even on the radar for me. It wasn't even on the radar for me. I didn't even think about I wanted to lose weight. What I thought about, I need to bring my A1C down before I become diabetic. I thought about I need to control my cholesterol numbers and bring it lower than what it is. Even though I had blocked arteries, I was under the number of total cholesterol, but I still had blocked arteries. Some of our things are genetic based, some of it is that we created. But whether we create it or whether it's genetic, we can still make a big difference in our life. I brought my numbers down drastically by turning into a healthy diet. Did I turn down all meat? I pretty much was already turning it down anyway. But I learned that I had to put more cold water fish, or I start incorporating more seafood and start using healthier oils and start pulling off sodium. I stopped using iodine salt. It's a good thing because we need iodine in our bodies. But I stopped pulling away from salts that I know that will elevate and constrict my arteries. So therefore, I start eliminating X amount of sodium. Research, people, and find out how much sodium that you can use on taking your diet every day. Then I start making sure, let me show you. I start drinking, this come from Walmart here, and they just actually come out with it. I haven't drank, and I'm not saying you. I don't drink bottled water. Not that I'm saying that anything's wrong with bottled water, but I don't want to pay for water twice. If I bathe in my water, if I eat with my water, cook with my water, and I wash my clothes in my water, I want to trust the water that comes through my faucet and to make sure that it is good. It has no odor to it. I don't see anything floating around in it. So guess what? I'm going to trust that it's okay for me. I drink, some people struggle with drinking 10 ounces or 15 ounces of water a day. This right here holds, and Walmart sells this for $1. And I start using this as well to put my water in, and I put it in the refrigerator. And I put 5 in a day, and by the time I get to the end of the day, I have used up those 5, and I replenish it all over again. I drink over 120. I'm just going to stop there because I know it's more than that. Ounces of water a day. This holds 22 ounces. I just didn't stop drinking water. I always consumed a lot of water. Some people eat fast. I drink fast. Some people eat a lot of food. I drink a lot of liquids. So I take in more liquid than this because I make some lemonade sometimes. I drink that. Then I have another type plant-based protein shake I drink called Ripped, that has 20 grams of protein in it. I also, that's a liquid. I eat watermelon. I eat melons. I eat cucumbers. So all of that liquid is going in my body. Also, it helps to detoxify your liver. It helps to flush all of that stuff out of your kidneys and your liver. And so I go that route as well. So this is more to me than just cooking. This is a lifestyle change. And I want to get as many people as much as possible to try to start including a healthier lifestyle and make it and I was also asked about flavor. If this food that I prepared didn't have flavor in it, I wouldn't have been able to eat the way that I eat for over 2 years. Consistently. The weight comes during the process of. I have lost a lot of weight. And I still intend to continue eating this way. And let me say this also. I lost the weight that I lost without even going to the gym. We was in a pandemic. I don't even go to the gym. I normally would go to a gym, but I don't go to a gym. If you eat and put the right foods in your body and you stay active as far as cleaning or whatever in your home, you're going to find out. And trust me, you're going to find out your body is going to feel so much better. Thank you for listening. I can go on and on about some other things that I incorporated in my lifestyle. And just like dirt, sometimes we got to put the supplements in as well. I don't take multivitamins, but I have certain vitamins that I do take. And I just say, we're going to keep right on doing this. Please try to, and I got to stand back, stoop down, and everything, trying to fit into this camera. But anyway, peace, and we'll meet back again. Okay? Bye-bye.